All right, guys. How's everyone doing tonight? Hopefully, everything's going good. Audio is working. It seems like it is. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying yourself on Christmas Eve and stuff. I was kind of debating about going on tonight, but I seen a little short of this other streamers who made a pretty good point and stuff about hanging out and stuff and streaming on holidays and stuff because some people are might not have all that family stuff going on, a bit lonely, have nothing better to do, and it's good just to hang out, kill some time while all the Santas out there are wrapping presents and stuff. If you've already got that, we've actually already did our holiday stuff the weekend, so got nothing going on and stuff tonight, so it's pretty much perfect to come on and stream. So I am getting ready to load up some pictures and stuff, change some things around. So yeah, pretty much just gonna throw the link to come on in the chat here pretty soon for those regular people who want to join. Come on, talk about Bigfoot and other creepy paranormal oddities. We can get into a lot of different stuff, but make sure everything's going smoothly and everything. Seems like it. I got a couple pictures and stuff. Mainly about some cougar sightings and stuff in the Wisconsin and Michigan border region and throughout Michigan and stuff, and the continued sightings that are being denied by the DNR and all of that stuff. And it's very interesting because people are definitely getting mountain lions and cougars or however you want to call them on trail cams and video photographs. So it's pretty interesting stuff that that elusive rare animal that the government, the DNR, Fish and Wildlife, whatever your agency is, denies these cats even exist in most states east of the Mississippi, and definitely conclude that there is going to be no breeding population. We actually probably going to take a look at this article that actually claims that by 2100 there is going to be basically no population of cougars thriving and populated in the eastern U.S., even though right now there's sightings all the way out to Georgia. You know, Florida has their own kind of panthers and stuff, but the Carolinas and all the way up to Maine and, of course, Michigan and some of these states, Ohio and Tennessee, have people claiming that there's big cats and stuff down there. So, right, take a look about that. We got the Batman in the house. How's it going? Have I ever heard anything about deer that has forward-facing eyes? Now, are you talking about eye shine at nighttime and stuff? Because a deer's eye shine at nighttime can be look like it's forward-facing and stuff because the eyeballs and stuff will reflect the light back at it. But in terms of the daytime and stuff, some deer and stuff, might in a photograph look like a dog maren because it's kind of like canine looking silhouette with long ears and stuff. So that sometimes gets misidentified and people try to put pictures up like that. All right, so I guess I don't have the Michigan cougar map, but that's all right. That's all right because I do have a Bigfoot Michigan map that I could whip out and show you guys and stuff. It's probably the most accurate real-time depiction, even more so. We'll actually probably take a look at the Bigfoot mapping project And then we're going to take a look at this map, which was created by a private researcher. Download this, get this, download this. I need to edit this photo. So I got to do that real quick. Which is all fine and dandy. So, all right, Batmom says no. In Missouri, there was some crazy looking deer that was not scared of us. In person, the deer almost looked fake. I don't know how to explain it. It depends on the month and stuff, because if deer are in the rut, especially during hunt season, or sometimes females and stuff during hormonal changes and stuff in pregnancies, sometimes they act not how like normal deer would. And I've been very close to a deer, actually, in one situation where it was a female and I was about 20 feet away from her, and she was just foot stomping. And, sometimes that can be, we always assume, oh, it's, it's being playful. It's, we're giving it human qualities. It's being gentle, and we're able to come right up to it. But most of the time, you'll get to a point and you'll either run away or they actually might attack you. And there's a pretty interesting video of a toddler that approaches a deer that, it's unassuming, very gentle, and all of a sudden the deer freaking smacks the toddler on the head, because wild animals are not humans and don't actually have the same kind of mechanisms that we have through empathy and feelings and stuff like that we express and stuff, and that we can interpret it. And possibly there's a lot of chronic wasting disease in a lot of different deer populations in the Midwest and here in Michigan and in a different variety of states, that it's becoming a problem. This prion disease that infects the brain of deer, just like mad cow disease. It's basically for deer. And when you hunt and you get meat and stuff, you're supposed to get it checked out. In Michigan, you have to get it tested and stuff through the DNR. And but I've heard stories and stuff, where especially when they first began, where people were getting processed meat back before the testing results came back, and they were, some of that practice and stuff wasn't quite right. I'm not sure, and haven't heard much stories about it now, but I know there are some pretty bad issues with chronic wasting disease in Montana and Idaho borders, and it's spreading and stuff. Especially since that does affect humans, potentially. I would say so. A prion is a pretty bad thing to even be messing around with. Mad cow disease did make the jump to humans and stuff. And, it has very similar effects, that Alzheimer's would have, basically eating holes into your brain and becoming a sponge. So you basically would have Alzheimer's. And there's some speculation, it's hard to prove and stuff, that potentially and stuff that this could be one of the causes of some cases of old people who have an Alzheimer's and stuff, who were avid hunters and stuff, that may have ate a prion 30 years ago. And this organism, this prion, lives basically almost forever and is highly resistant to a boatload of stuff. And, might activate 30 years later and stuff, kind of like Kuru disease, which is cannibalism side effect that humans get, which is a neurological disease that also affects humans later on after they consumed, brain matter of humans and uh, humans and stuff. They'll develop this Kuru disease, decades later and stuff. It affects them. You can see documentaries in this in like Papua New Guinea and other regions that practice like ritual cannibalism and stuff, where they had older generations and some younger people being affected by this. So it's kind of the same issue, except for this is a little bit different with these highly incredibly resistant bacteria, resistant to the environment, cold, heat, these prions and stuff. But they mimic uh, things that would basically turn you into a nightmare. And so when you see them in deer and stuff, they're drooling and stuff, and they're acting like zombies basically because the brain has just become so devoid of actual life, let's just say. And then it's deer are able to spread it through other deer easily through saliva, peeing and stuff. So it stays in the environment for a long time and stuff, where you have a deer contaminating an area and stuff with these prions and other deer getting it, and all of a sudden it's spreading and spreading. And it does take time for the deer to develop symptoms enough where even if a person can visually detect and see it and stuff. So it's a pretty big thing. It's a pretty big issue and stuff with hunters and stuff. And then especially, what is that going to do with the Bigfoot population if, they eat these deer that have these prion diseases, especially if they eat the brain where it's concentrated the most, where there is going to be, is our Bigfoot's going to have, prion issues where their brains are going to, turn into sponges? And could we get some mentally retarded, deficient Sasquatch that makes some mistakes? Or do you think other Bigfoot and Sasquatches are able to figure out that something's wrong, something's going on? I mean, they're not as sophisticated as humans and stuff, so would they really be able to tell until they actually see a zombified deer, which I'm sure we could pull up some stuff if you give me a minute. We're going to talk about then show the cougar map and stuff first. All right, I think it's downloaded, so let me do this. No, that's not what I wanted. I was playing with this a little earlier, and I thought I figured out. I'm just reading the comments. Thought media was not a video. Yes. All right, give me a second though. Doing a bunch of things at once. Just gotta find that. Okay, so it's not that one. It's these two. All right, let me pop these up real quick. All right, so this is some sightings of the cougars in Wisconsin, and I think it's from 2017 to 2023. Some of the stuff on the stream is blocking it. I can't read that, but let me get this other thing real quick. But as you can see, some of these sightings, and all this is from a watch group, pretty much, of people and landowners and people who have had sightings in Michigan and Wisconsin, and I believe there's other people, some other states, but mainly Wisconsin and Michigan, and a lot of them actually have some pretty interesting footage and video. Let me do this, and everyone in the group basically understands and knows that the government is keeping the cougar sightings and cougars under wraps and stuff, and that there's a massive amount of sightings and stuff, and different individuals and stuff, because there has different videos of different individuals that are different sizes, and there's some videos of them actually having cubs. Take this, do this. So when we probably going to read this article of them saying that there's basically no population. There's no population to basically thrive in the eastern U.S., and that they're never going to repopulate within the next 100 years or pretty much ever, which I find very interesting, especially since there's a ton of sightings and stuff in already, because they are saying past the Mississippi, there's basically not enough wilderness, not enough habitat, not enough prey animals to thrive. And what we're seeing, especially on this map, is there's already different sightings and stuff throughout recent years of cougar activity in states that they're not supposed to be in. So, and I thought I had a Michigan map, but I guess I don't. It's just another Wisconsin one. So we're going to pull up that map here in a second. And if anyone's in Wisconsin and some of these counties are familiar, you guys go there, hunt there, or go squatching there and stuff. You guys be on the lookout for some of these big cats, because they just might be in the same area as you. And same with Michigan stuff. I know I thought I seen one map where there was a lot of sightings in the UP, 100%, and the DNR does claim that there's sporadic 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5 individuals at most in the UP. But there's actually been sightings, and one verified sighting that they have to admit that there was a cougar that was all the way in around Lansing area that traveled all the way down and stuff. And they don't like to admit, but there's been other stories of them actually capturing cougars here in Michigan, outside of Howell, Michigan, and relocating them supposedly back up north. But so I find it very interesting. Let me pull this other picture up real quick. Take a look at some comments real quick. Yeah. Unfortunately, this chronic wasting disease in deer that humans might be susceptible to definitely has some bad side effects. And unfortunately, there's not enough data with this particular entity that we have any long-term data with. So we really just don't know all the besides what prions and stuff normally are capable of in doing, but this is really bad and stuff for the ecosystem of mainly North America and stuff because especially with deer population, and it can also affect moose and elk and caribou. So it's a pretty nasty and potentially other animals and stuff too. Like I said, maybe Bigfoot and any other animals that also deer dies with chronic wasting disease out in the middle of nowhere. Other scavengers, coyotes, predators eat the body and stuff. But there's other omnivore animals that will start gnawing on the bones and eat the marrow and stuff, and still potentially get infected with different stuff, especially with the prion on stuff living in the environment for a long time. It's a greater risk of potential contamination. Okay, so let me get this other one going. It's not. I still got to get used to Restream. It's pretty good software. I just got to get reoriented with all the different menu options. All right, so there is a further back citing list of reports and stuff. And so there's a whole, we'll just, 20, 30 years worth of sighting reports here in Wisconsin from the map. And I would say just as many along the Michigan border, UP, but a number of sightings in the mitten itself. In all these areas and stuff where these cougar sightings are dotted on the map, I am going to take a pretty big leap and say that Bigfoot sightings are on there. In fact, maybe we'll pull up the Bigfoot mapping project and we can compare that to those Wisconsin maps we have here. But yeah, we're pretty much hanging out and stuff. Sorry, I had to do some stuff. All right, let's get this mapping project up and ready to go. Let's check some stuff out on how Rumble's going, how over on Kick's going. All right, so we'll probably I would normally put this link in the stream and stuff, but I might have some issues. There we go. I don't know how I got the normal crowd with YouTube and stuff, but you never know when you throw the link out there and just how people are going to act, even though it's common sense decorum here. If someone comes on, we talk about Bigfoot or whatever else the subject may be, but don't be anything over the top that would potentially get you in trouble, this channel get in trouble, because mainly it's not going to be this channel or myself that's getting in trouble. If anything actually happens, it's going to be the individual on the other end, especially if it's super explicit content that would automatically have legal issues be applied. That is something that is not going to be acceptable and tolerated. So, and it's not even something I would have to deal with. These platforms and these channels and these services don't tolerate a lot of stuff that maybe troll accounts and people and not of their right minds might try to do. Now, is that Michigan that you're talking about? Because that again would be in a spot that cougars are most definitely aren't supposed to be, and the DNR would definitely deny that 100%. No, if you have some, like I put this link out and stuff, we're on Kick, we're on Rumble and stuff, and we have some individual and stuff that comes on here and starts pulling their pants down and doing some sexually explicit stuff, it's going to cause some backlash on my channel where, it's potentially going to get shut down momentarily until everything's sorted out. Legal ramification is, well, that guy just committed some pretty heinous acts online that is a big no-no and stuff. So it's law enforcement getting involved on doing all that sort of stuff. Nothing I have to do. Also, there's scammers and stuff going around trying to get people to do stuff, sign up stuff, and get money or extort people and stuff. And this is another subject I was gonna potentially talk about in a different show, but I guess we could do it now. Is I don't know how many of you guys, on Facebook have mutual friends and stuff, but there's a lot of profiles, I would say, that I'm getting suggestions from, and there's quite a bit of mutuals who these profiles are 100% fake, big titty women who are obviously computer generated in some instances, or just completely a troll fake account, but seemingly enough are infecting the Bigfoot communities and are actually in Facebook groups of the Bigfoots, community groups. Sometimes selling shirts and stuff. So, I'm kind of wary about, putting links out and stuff when these kind of trolls are, in these groups and potentially watching videos, or any random bimbo who wants to do something stupid and stuff. I'm just saying there's a common sense decorum that you should probably act and do when you're coming on a show. This is a pretty laid back, chill show. We can swear and, has the 18 and older rating, but that doesn't give everyone free reign to do whatever is on your brain that instant to do. Yeah, that's what I got some pictures and screenshots that I'm gonna, edit so you can't see the people and stuff. Some of the, mutuals and stuff like that, but you're talking about there's like G sizes, and their people are friends with them, and I can only imagine that there's instant in your email box trying to talk to you and stuff, because I've actually had a friend request from a person who I was like, well, wasn't a big titty one, so I couldn't say she was completely fake, but it looked like, potentially she was just someone who was very interested in a mutual with a lot of other people, which I have a lot of friends who are mutuals and across all the Bigfoot community and all the paranormal stuff and different shows that I do. So it's not unnormal. Until, start getting the inboxes, and then, the stories of, and, the pretty much the just, if I was a lonely Bigfooter, older gentleman, and this pretty woman wanted to talk and wanted to get information, I have a feeling that it tends to probably work on some individuals. This person was a troll, a UN nurse stationed over in Africa as a surgeon. Okay. Long story short, I sometimes kind of like to have fun with trolls and stuff and make fun of them and stuff, but I didn't do that one with that one and stuff, because some of them are obviously, trying to scam you and stuff, or extort you for whatever reason and stuff. So just be careful out there. It's kind of funny. I actually maybe I'll bring up some images because I have a feeling some people are. There are most definitely people who should know better. So, I'm kind of wary of these trolls and stuff, exactly what the intents are and if it's, a big concerted effort focusing on the Bigfoot community for whatever reason, a targeted audience. I wonder, who's behind it, what's it about and stuff like that. And it's kind of so kind of dumb to even have to mention it, but at the same time, since I'm seeing a lot of it and have been ignoring it for the whole year, maybe it's time to not ignore it and actually address it as uh, scammers trying to actually scam the community and people in it. Let's get this classic map going. Oh, we already did. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, so I'm going to zoom in over to Wisconsin a little bit. I need to probably do the new map. Looking pretty good, looking pretty good. All right, let's bring this up. So if I do put the link in the chat and someone new who's never been on the show or is not a regular listener or things like that, don't act a fool. Don't act too crazy or anything like that because, I'll probably just get you off and stuff and have no crazy feelings about it. So, why is this not doing that? Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, so you guys should be able to see everything on the Bigfoot mapping project. We're gonna go scroll over here to Wisconsin a little bit, and let's see if I can. Let's see if I can bring up both stuff at the same time. Try to have both images and stuff going at the same time, maybe. Let's see. Customize. Can we move this? No. I gotta play around with that a little bit more. You can always switch and just do that, I guess. Maximize that. Let's see. It's been a while since I've been on this, so it looks like. Okay. From switching over and stuff real quick, I would say some highly Bigfoot activity areas. Let's put the other map up. This, do this. Yeah. All right. So, this one I think is probably a little bit easier for you guys to kind of see as we kind of switch back and forth as we take a look at some of these. Let me move the map over a little bit. A lot of sightings here in Michigan for the Bigfoot and stuff. So as we take a look at Wisconsin and stuff, we kind of take some of that stuff at the northern, and it goes all the way across the state, which would get back up a little bit more. So that cougar belt, it goes all the way like this down here. And we do have some hot spots of some Bigfoot activity. Pretty much the same corridors as the cougar activity that we see. As we have some hot spots right here, these dots right here, some of these sporadic dots, especially in the lower states, in the mid-state of Wisconsin, as we're looking. Take a look back over at this state. Some of these mid cluster zones and stuff right there at the Clark County, and was that Wood County, and that band that goes down to the right, as we see that clustered, that band that goes all the way down just under the word Wisconsin, all the way down towards the coast of Lake Michigan, is that same kind of band that you see with these sightings of these cougars and stuff too, which I found very interesting, which I figured would be pretty much the same sightings, same region, same travel routes, same enough vegetation and environment for a big cat to thrive. It's the same for a Sasquatch to thrive. And Michigan, as we're going to take a look at, this map, and then I got a private map that's floating out there on Facebook, so it's not like super secret or anything. Will pop up here that actually has a lot more sightings than the mapping project has. I'll actually have to take a look, but the last time I checked, let's take a look over here real quick. As I can't remember. All right, it gives you the sighting and stuff, but it elevation, no. I forgot what yellow, like the green, what the colors and stuff are. If there's like a sighting, a B sighting. Obviously, the sound icon is for vocalization or sounds that were heard in the area. And as you can see, kind of this green area, the topography and stuff. Huge chunk of wilderness and stuff are here. And as we get to this border region right here, there's a lot of missing people. There's a lot of missing people, cluster zones, areas right here. Yeah, so it's very interesting. But by the judging and looking of it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15. Yeah. So he has a couple hundred, I think like maybe 200 by just glancing, or close to 300, which is pretty good count. Pretty good for what he's been doing in the last couple of years and stuff. But We are going to pull up a map that actually has a lot more dots and stuff. But as you can see on this map, it's actually very spot on and very accurate data set for Michigan, because these are the hot spots and stuff. These are the spots and stuff that people go and mainly have a lot of encounters and stuff. Right here is a big hot spot. There's actually the Savo River runs all the way this way. You got the Muskegon River and stuff that go here, the Manistee. This is all national forest and stuff through here. This is all national forest, of course, through here. And pretty much continuous forest through here. There's all trails and snowmobile trail systems that are all through here at crisscrossed, going north and south and east to west. You can pretty much navigate on an ATV or a snowmobile if there's enough snow all the way across the state, and you actually can go all the way downstate, all the way upstate. And I know we actually are currently in construction and have some of the most sophisticated trail systems and longest trail systems for biking, snowmobiling, ATVs out of any state. So there's a lot of trails and access and stuff, and part of the Appalachian Trail actually swings through here, goes all the way up, and turns into like the North Country Trail, I believe. But there is a lot of missing people in Michigan and on the Great Lakes, in some very weird, odd circumstances. So, some pretty big hot spots over here, over in Pennsylvania. And there's a lot of missing people in Pennsylvania. If you guys followed the Missing 401, and it doesn't matter if you have to believe everything that Politis says, there is just plainly a lot of missing people in some of these states, and there's a lot of Bigfoot sightings. So here we have all these sightings of Bigfoot here in Pennsylvania, here in Ohio, in Michigan, Indiana. Indiana is a few, especially when you're the southern border and stuff. But a lot of people would say, a lot of scientists, biologists, and mainstream science would say that there's not enough habitat for big cats in these areas. How could there be a Bigfoot? How could there be sightings all over this eastern U.S. if a cougar can't survive, and its population won't even thrive and survive for the next 100 years, and they won't even populate and have sightings like this? Probably pull up that article right about now, as we'll dig into it and stuff, because I only kind of skimmed just a little bit of it and saved it. Yeah, I agree. Batmom. And so that's kind of what my hesitation is, especially especially having Kick and stuff. That might bring a little bit different kind of young crowd, or different kind of trolls and spammers and stuff that maybe we're not so used to. But like I said, don't do anything you might regret on here. So yeah. I'll put the link in the chat. We'll get this article pulled up. And we're